Hello, my name's Mary. I'm a librarian at the Weston Library, and today I'm going to teach you how to make tissue paper flowers. They're very easy to make. Of course, the more you make, the better you get at it. But you can get your tissue paper. It comes in many different colors, and at a local craft store, in department stores, and even in your grocery stores. They sell it now in the card section and use it in the gift wrap bags. I'm going to do sort of a bachelor button, and a lot of the times I get my ideas for flowers from different books, and I found this wonderful book here that gives you some ideas of color combinations you can use in flowers if you want to base it on real flowers, or you might just want to make some artificial flower colors, or even go to the store. I've done that a couple of times and taken pictures of flowers that I liked and used them. Also, a color wheel helps, so you can use complementary colors. So the one I'm going to make today will be 10 inches by 10 inches square. You can make them smaller, you can make them enormous. And I've got this already measured out to 10 inches, so I'm going to make it 10 inches up. And the tissue paper always comes, at least every tissue paper I've ever seen, it's 20 inches in height. And then this way, with the width, it could be 20 inches, 24, 26. I've even seen it as wide as 30. So by doing 10 inches, I can always get 2 in my 20-inch length, which is convenient. I have seen them as small as 3 and 4 inches. So you can use decorative scissors if you'd like. If you have some specialty scissors, you'll want to use some pipe cleaners or some other type of thing to put around in the middle to hold the middle. And I'm just going to use some regular scissors. Now, the number of thicknesses is up to you. These flowers that I just showed you are 6 thicknesses. This one here I made with some elementary school students. You can see it's just 4 different colors. So it's not as thick. And also I put little beads in the center on the pipe cleaners. And I've also used some ribbon that I've curled into little curlicues to put in the center of the flower also. So whatever your imagination can think of, you can experiment with and see how it turns out. Some of the tissue paper is a little bit defective. You can see this has some little holes. Sometimes it has little markings on it. That's okay, because you're most likely not going to notice that later. So now that you've got it ready, I've got 6 thicknesses here. In my case, I have all of this blue color and then a black in the center. Just going to see how that turns out. So you start folding it across about 1 inch, and it's folded accordion style. So fold it one way and then the other way and make it about 1 inch. If you start going crooked, try to adjust it. So there we go. And then I'll find my middle and put my pipe cleaner in. I have seen some people even staple it in the middle. That works also. Some people trim off some of the tissue paper here to make it thinner in the middle. That's not a bad idea. I do that sometimes. So now I'm going to find the middle and use a pipe cleaner here. And I'm going to have it open so that the black will be in the middle. So I'm making it so that my stem comes down at the bottom. And so now you're going to open it up a little, and you can start opening if you want a straight edge. But in my case, I'm going to make it a little bit curled at the ends, sort of scalloped. Those are scalloped. And in my case, I'm going to actually use these special scissors just to see what's going to happen with them. A little bit thick. And I'm making sort of a bachelor button look here. It's not what I'm aiming for. And whatever you do on one side, it's a good idea to do it that way on the other side. And you can save your scraps. I'll show you what we can use those for later. So this is turning out to be a bit thick and a little bit rough around the edges, which is okay. It's going to be an interesting effect. Okay. Okay. And because I'm trying to make it a bachelor button, it sort of has ruffled ends. I also made one like a carnation, and it had some ruffled ends like this too, so it was nice. But now remember that when you do start pulling the tissue paper apart, which is what we're going to be doing next, it's very delicate, and you just have to use the right amount of pressure. So if it does start ripping, just let up. You can patch it with Scotch tape if needed, but you may not even need to, because you may not even notice the rip. So see, here I've got the middle already going. So very carefully. Now when you get to these ends, the end of each half here, try to overlap them. See how I'm overlapping that? So that it's closed up. Because if you don't, you get this effect. You see where they're not touching each other. Later you can get Scotch tape and tape it right here if you want, so that they're all closed up. So I'm still going. I've got 6 layers here. And you can get ideas for these and even directions in the various books that we do have at the library. And of course, there's a lot of other paper crafts and other things you can do with tissue paper. Okay, so now I really only have about 1 layer left, so I'm going to try to bring it over and around. Oh, there's a layer here I didn't get. Okay, looking good. And that's just 6 layers. I made one at one point with 8, so you can imagine it was very fluffy. So there you go. There's your tissue paper flower. Now here's some other art books you can use for ideas. We have many at the library and lots of great crafts that you can do. Many of them are seasonal. Many are for adults. Many are actually also for children. And with your scraps, you can take them and put them inside the vase to make the vase a little more decorative, or put some ribbon, or in this case I had some pearls around the vase to make it a little more decorative. This could be for Breast Cancer Month, or also for weddings and parties, LGBTQ, rainbow. And I wanted to share with you a very special one I made with Kleenex. Kleenex is tissue paper. So what I did with this was I took some magic marker and went around the edges, did the same thing. I put my squares out, 6 layers, and then I folded them accordion style, attached a bobby pin in the middle, and then unfolded every layer. And I did Scotch tape the edges because they were sticking out. And so now I have, voila. So here's me and all my tissue paper flowers. Very easy to make, just take a few minutes. This is sort of a water lily looking one. And I also made a daisy with the brown and yellow. Put my poppy back here. So thank you for joining us for Tissue Paper Flowers. Have a great day.